Footstools have been a staple mechanic in the Smash series ever since Brawl. While usually done accidentally, there exists a ton of potential in combos and punish games, and with Ultimate's metagame in its third year, players have finally started implementing footstools into their repertoire, which finally brings us to Mewtwo and his Footstool Disable Kill Confirm. This video will be broken down into parts. I'll start with a quick explanation of some important mechanics, then go into a brief showcase of how to perform a Footstool Disable. From there, we'll delve into potential follow-ups, applications, and finally ways to practice it. In order to pull this tech off, it's important to understand the core mechanics of footstools and disable, as they will explain how everything works. To perform a footstool, you must input a jump right as you're above your opponent, and similar to short and full hops, holding jump will cause you to footstool a lot higher than just tapping it. Footstooling an airborne opponent will send them into a tumble, while a grounded opponent will be put in a laggy animation, similar to hit stun. We will only be interested in footstooling grounded opponents. Disable is a projectile-based attack that only connects on opponents facing Mewtwo. However, the crucial mechanic is when used out of a double jump, Mewtwo stops all vertical momentum, very similar to Ness's PSI magnet. This part is important, as it allows this tech to work, so let's get into the inputs. Footstool Disable is a risky yet very rewarding option that works at all percents. It also works on every single character with the exceptions of Ivysaur, Mr. Game & Watch, and Pac-Man. However, it's generally easier to land this on taller characters. To do this, perform a short hop to get above your opponent, tap jump again to footstool, then immediately double jump backwards and cancel it with a disable. Double jumping backwards is necessary, as Mewtwo will likely miss the disable or even end up behind his opponents. In short, you are performing a short hop, footstool, double jump, cancel, disable. And as you may guess, the timing of the inputs is extremely fast and thus leaves a lot of opportunities for you to miss input. If you're missing the footstool, that probably means you're inputting a full hop or trying to footstool before you're above your opponent. If you get the footstool and just bounce on their head, you buffered the disable before your double jump. And if you did everything correctly but the disable missed, then you probably didn't buffer your disable and thus were too high for it to connect. Normally this is where I teach you an easier alternative. However, such a solution doesn't really exist for this tech. The harsh reality is if you want to pull this off, you'll have to get used to the speed and timing of everything and just
practice. We're talking about practice, man.
So if you're having trouble with the inputs, start practicing at a quarter speed and slowly work your way towards normal speed. Alright, so you've successfully gotten the Footstool Disable. What do you do from here? And the short answer is, anything you want. At low percents, you can follow up with any of Mewtwo's high damaging combos, which may even lead to death. My personal favorite is a falling up air, full charge Shadow Ball into a down air for a spike. At mid percents, it will confirm into a charged smash attack for a really early kill or a ton of damage at the very least. And at high percents, you can kill with whatever you want. Though it's generally not advised going for it since Mewtwo has a ton of other kill confirms that are a lot easier and less risky. At this point, I've shown you how to perform the tech, and some optimal follow-ups. But is there any practicality? While very flashy, it is a pretty risky option that'll leave you wide open if you miss. How realistic is it to perform this in-game? Well, let's get into it, starting with confirms. By far the safest confirm is from a low charge Shadow Ball, locking your opponents in hit stun long enough for Mewtwo to run up and footstool. However, this is only reliable past mid percents, as there simply isn't enough hit stun at low. Landing forward, neutral, or back air into footstool can also work at low percents, but is incredibly difficult to time as you have a singular frame to footstool before they're able to turn around to avoid the disable. Not to mention a handful of floaty characters can get launched too high, resulting in an aerial footstool, which you don't want. Its other main application comes as an out of shield option. Since Mewtwo only takes 3 frames to jump, this becomes a ridiculously quick out of shield option that can kill at mid percents. However, this will only work on poorly spaced attacks on your shield, so be wary of disjoints and overall spacing. Now for a lot of you, this is obviously a lot to study and practice, so to leave you guys, here are 3 training drills to help you master the timing and positioning. The first one is the most basic. Go to the training room and set the bot to any character. For beginners, I recommend Inkling as she's by far the easiest to footstool disable. Set the damage to 70% and fix damage on. Throw a mid-charge Shadow Ball around 5 units away and follow up with a Footstool Disable. Reset the positions and do it again. The second drill is similar but with forward air. Again, pick any character you want. I personally like taller characters as I use this for a quick warm-up. Keep damage at 0 but turn fixed damage on. Perform a landing forward air into a run-up Footstool Disable. Rinse and repeat until you get to the edge of the screen, in which case you can reset or practice going in the opposite direction. Finally, we have the Min drill, which I originally discovered through Itzy's Footstool Disable guide, which will be linked in this video's description. Go to Final Destination and set the CPU to Min, and yes, Min is necessary. Set damage to 20, turn fixed damage on, and set the CPU to Side Smash. Jump over the smash attack and down tilt. For some reason, Min buffers a neutral air after you hit her. Knowing this, shield the neutral air and Footstool Disable when she lands. And with that brings the end to my Footstool Disable guide. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something useful. If you did, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing for more Smash Ultimate guides and gameplay. Footstools are incredibly interesting, and it's really cool to see more top players implementing them into their strategies. If there's a tech or guide you'd like to see, let me know in a comment below. That's all I have for now, and I will see you all later.